Hello, anybody, and welcome to the Wii menu screen. I am Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and I got a game capture card for Christmas. Yeah, that's right, that means that I can now record console footage and do console games, so that's pretty exciting, but I won't delay on that for too much. I'm gonna go right into the game we're gonna play today, and that is Mega Man 9. Badoom! And start it right up. Okay. We got a black screen. You don't even need the wrist strap for this game. I'm sorry if I'm yelling a little bit. It's just a little exciting, but this is they gotta put this for even games where there are no motion controls. That is kind of funny.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
We pan down to the future city of someplace. It is the year 20XDX, and the world breathes a collective sigh of relief now that Mega Man has once again put an end to Dr. Wily's plans for world domination. I wonder if that was intentional, the delay in the text. But then... That's a nice little forest dome up there in the top right. Oh no, explosions! Robots start going wild all over the world! Could this be Dr. Wily? Up to his old tricks? Exclamation mark, question mark? Dr. Light, you need a bigger lab. I'm just saying, I mean, far be it for me to tell you what to do, but... Hey, Chun-Li. Dr. Light, it's your robots! You're right, those are the robots I created.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not my doing. These robots are Dr. Light's creations. This proves he's had evil designs on the world all this time.
Each time I turned my efforts to world domination. Why don't you join me, Dr. Wily? Dr. Wily.
I can't join you. I've changed my evil ways. You need to stop this nonsense. I, Dr. Wily, have created my own robots to stop Dr. Light, but only your donations can help me complete them. Incidentally, once my robots are finished, they will save the world.
We got another call. The phone is ringing. Off the hook.
Literally off the hook. People keep calling Dr. Light to complain. What should we do? For starters, I'm going to do something about those robots. This definitely feels like it was intentional. Thanks, Mega Man. Be careful out there. You haven't done this in a while. And we got Beat and Rush on either side of Mega Man. And after that, 4-minute cutscene with text and stuff, we come to the title screen. So, welcome to Mega Man 9. Oh my god, this was 2008. That's 6 years ago. It's already been 6 years since this game came out. Jeez. Well, let's not delay any longer. Let's just go right in with the plus button, not the start button, because this is on the Wii console, as you saw at the start of the video, and I'm gonna go into the game start. Yes. You might recognize this game menu music as the music from, oh god, why can't I remember this off the top of my head? Mega Man 2. This is the menu music from Mega Man 2, so there's a little bit of nostalgia for you. And we are going to start right with a new game. So, if you're watching this video, there's a pretty good chance that you at least know some things about Mega Man. So I'm going to save most of the details. I'm just going to sum it up for those of you who don't know, if there are those watching, that in Mega Man there are 8 Robot Masters. You fight them in any order you want, and there are robots whose powers are more useful against each other. And I'm just gonna go and start with Galaxy Man. Usually, it's ideal to start with Splash Woman in Mega Man 9, to start the weakness chain, as it's called in Mega Man games, but I'm just gonna start with Galaxy Man because I really like his stage, and I think it makes a good opening to this game. So as you can see, despite the 4-minute cutscene, the game just kind of throws you right in, and there is a lot to say about Mega Man 9 just in this opening video. First, I want to say this is a great stage. It is a beautiful stage in space or some kind of observatory place. I'm sure they put these details in kind of tangentially. It's usually in the surrounding material around the Mega Man games. Although some Mega Man games like 6 and 7, not 7, and the X games would tell you more about where you were going. Just a little bit. That was a terrible first death. So, as you can see, Mega Man instantly dies on spikes. That is actually his canonical weakness. His weakness is spikes. And I'm going to pick that up. That is a bolt. That is actually currency. We need that for when we go to the shop, which I'll show off a little bit later. Probably not in this video, but just something to keep in mind as we go along. So, Mega Man 9 is a very interesting game. It's weird to think that it came out 6 years ago, but about that time, they were, that was when they announced it. By that point, 2008, the Mega Man Classic series hadn't had a release since Mega Man and Bass, I believe. And that was around the time that Mega Man 8 came out, and that was in like the late 90s. So it had been a long time since we saw anything from Mega Man. And we have this gimmick here where we jump in portals and come flying out the other. So it's a pretty cool gimmick. We have these robots who drag you across the floor. And when they have a hold on your head, they do not let go until they are done dragging you. And there is no way to escape from that other than to just be cautious and avoid them at all costs. Like that, not like that. But if you have good jumping, you should be able to do it. That one lets go of you right before you hit the spikes, and that's just kind of mean. But yeah, it's gonna be weird talking about Mega Man and the stages both progress simultaneously, so that's gonna be something to challenge. So yeah, previous Mega Man Classic game before this was Mega Man and Bass, and that came out just for people who didn't have, I think it was the Saturn, or people who didn't have a next-gen console to play Mega Man 8 on, because that was when there was the transition from the Super Nintendo to, I forget what number generation that was, but the age of the N64, the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast, the poor Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, that whole period. And by that time, Mega Man wasn't really appearing on N64 games anymore for a while. But because people couldn't really play that stuff, I think it was Keiji Inafune, Mega Man's creator. He wanted to make Mega Man Bass for people who did not have a next-gen console, but that is enough talking about Mega Man and Bass because that is not the game we are playing. We are playing Mega Man 9, and as you can see, you start the game with Rush Coil. This is one of Mega Man's classic abilities that lets him jump up in the air. So when they made this game, when they announced this game, the whole retro style, 8-bit style was a totally new thing. The most recent game before this, the most recent Mega Man Classic game before this to incorporate this style was Mega Man 6. And it's amazing to think that Mega Man had 6 games on the NES, 1 on the Super Nintendo, and then 1 on the PlayStation, and then, well, technically 2 on the Super Nintendo, but Mega Man and Bass only came out in Japan, and I'm gonna stop talking about Mega Man and Bass. Now, as you saw there, we had a hint a little bit earlier about these guys. If they grab you, you just jump over those spikes to the right. They're not too difficult to deal with, thankfully. They're not really. I mean, once you learn there, Mega Man is a game, it's a series entirely based around patterns, around learning the patterns, about learning enemies and obstacles in controlled environments, and how to deal with them. Like, if that grabs you, you're pretty much dead. Granted, that one's kind of a cheap shot, because if that one grabs you, it's gonna drag you into the spikes over here. So really, if it grabs you on this end, it's not nearly as bad. Testing my luck there. It's not so bad if you can make these jumps. Now we want a big bolt, because big bolts are worth a lot, and in quite a few stages, but in more stages than others. And that gets us to the other side of the screen where we are at the boss shutters. In classic Mega Man fashion, you go through the boss shutters and open through here. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna have more to say about classic Mega Man and the Mega Man series as as the series goes on, as the levels go on. For now, we have made it to Galaxy Man. And Galaxy Man is actually one of my favorite Robot Masters in this game. He's also one of the easier ones to fight with just the Mega Buster. Robot Masters tend to be very difficult, save for like 1 or 2. This is how it goes as a generalization for the series. Usually 1 or 2 Robot Masters are easy to beat with the Mega Buster, but the rest are very difficult. As you can see, they do not take much damage at all from the Mega Buster. It's like 1 tick of life. And with Galaxy Man, his pattern is pretty easy. I mean, just as long as you run. The key to fighting him is patience, and if you're lucky, he'll actually do that swooping attack a couple times in a row, so you don't have to wait and just constantly run away from his black hole bomb. Robot Masters traditionally do a lot of damage on touch. They do a lot of touch damage, so that's usually their method. If you actually had the right weapon for this fight, you could neutralize the black hole altogether, with his weakness, mind, but it's a cool little detail that you can just remove that and make the fight a lot easier. But I'll talk about that more as the game goes on. So we're actually not having too bad of a time here with Galaxy Man. I wonder if this is a good idea. Nope, that was not a good idea. Mostly I'm just wondering if no, Rush Coil does not go up high enough to do that. To switch weapons in this game, you do have to go into the pause menu, and Mega Man 10 would actually give you a quick change function, which for some reason I actually heard some people complain about, but I don't get it. Mega Man X had the same thing, but, well, maybe I'm just remembering things wrong. Anyway, we almost have Galaxy Man down, and he was not a big deal quite at all. Now to continue in classic Mega Man fashion, now that we've defeated the Robot Master, we are going to absorb his power. And what power do we get from Galaxy Man? Do we get the power to fly into enemies and slam across the room? We get the power of purple pajamas. More appropriately, we get the Black Hole Bomb, which is a pretty good weapon, and, well, yeah, it looks like a pretty good weapon, I'll say that much. But I digress. I know that we haven't really done much today, but I think that should make a good first episode. So I am gonna go and save our game, ignore these files. Yes, I have played this game a lot. And I'll talk about that a little more in the next one. But for now, we're just gonna go out of there, hit back, and go to stage select. Oh, and I guess we have a cutscene to end off the episode, so we're not done quite yet.
Oh no! The police have taken Dr. Light away!
Dr. Light would never try to take over the world. This is definitely Wily's doing. He's in jail. Without a doubt. Don't worry, I'll clear Dr. Light's name. Mega Man puts his helmet back on and he's gone. But yeah, that brings us back to the title screen, and I do actually think that that will be enough for one episode. I know we didn't do a whole lot, but I want to keep these episodes fairly reasonable length. This won't be a long LP, but I want to keep things at a reasonable length for each video. I don't want to make like 20, 25-minute episodes. I want to actually veer away from super long episodes, because I know those are a lot harder to actually sit down and watch, and for Mega Man, it's easier in small chunks. So, I hope you like this new series. If you're a new watcher, thank you for watching, and I just hope to see somebody, any of you, in the next one, when we go on to the next Robot Master. Bye-bye!